This video came from YouTube.
It's trending on Twitter.
Why is it not on the news?
The Mandela effect.
Wait, what?
It's the Mandela effect.
The lion will lie down with the lion.
Come on! I'm starting the show here. We're rolling.
Unbiased and on the fence.
Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you so much for joining. This is an exciting show. It's going to be really tying some pieces together that have been coming up, and really excited. I'm going to have Jose on in just a little bit, but I wanted to cover a few things beforehand, just so everyone knows. Everything is linked in the description. I'll try not to say that over and over again, but I will say it again towards the end for those that pop in a little bit later. So we had the message in the last broadcast that I had gotten from Robyn, and I just got another email from someone else that said they got the same exact message pretty much as what Robyn had gotten, but they received a little bit more. So I wanted to read that. I wanted to start by reading that. She writes, this is from, I'm going to call her KS. She's not really ready for the spotlight yet, but thank you, KS, for the information. She says, Robyn's message is almost exactly the same as a message I received yesterday as well. In addition to what she said, I also received this. Let me see. She's trying to reduce the echo a little bit. Okay, she says, the energy coming at this time is to activate what you call first responders and bring to their awareness their gifts and wisdom. You are correct in that this energy is also activating a communication system. It will manifest uniquely for each person. Some may become aware of telepathy, but only on certain frequencies, channels to begin with. Others will have a knowing, others an energy, vibration, and feeling, and still others may visualize, draw, or hear music. The purpose is to create open communication between humans across the grids of the planet. There is nothing to figure out or think about. Just allow, observe, receive, and share as internal guidance moves you. Do the things that you know keep your vibration high. Meditate, walks in nature, and the like. Trust your inner guidance. Anchor your light. From your heart center, spread love, joy, and light in whatever way you are moved to. Fellow lightworker and YouTuber, Linnea Fairlight Jen, also shared a video. Now, I don't know if you guys got the message. There were several of the channels that were reporting that Floor Bruin had put out a video that kept saying, you know, these waves are coming, they're here, not to worry, and things like that. And the communication kept getting cut off. And she did a follow-up video, but she did it in a way so that it would not be taken down. So it's not named properly. But I wanted to play a piece of that video for you here. Let me line it up so you can see it here.
Some people already felt it. Some people are already feeling it. But it's here. And like I said, I'm feeling it everywhere. And I was in a rush to tell you, what was that, Wednesday? Was it Tuesday I told you, or Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I was quickly wanting to tell you because it was so strong. And I just wanted to get it to you quickly because I felt like it was coming. I felt like it was so close. But, you know, even the auroras right now in Sweden, I was just looking at the auroras in Sweden, which are beautiful. They have that. It's quite normal for them. They were so beautiful. It was similar. Someone asked if it was similar to the auroras that are in Sweden. It's not. It's different. It's more like a bubble. When you blow a bubble and it has that translucent rainbow look, that's how it looks. But it's a big wave of it coming. That's what will make people fear. First, people will be entrained. When I look at the people that were out, because I wasn't really paying attention to everybody, I was trying to get to my babies. When I looked at everybody, they were they were in a trance. They looked like they were in a trance when they saw it. Some people freaked out. People went to go lock themselves in the house. So it was a combination platter. Some people were intrigued and stood outside to look as it came closer, but others ran. Like they literally were freaked out. So it's a combination platter. Some people will be intrigued and some will just run for the hills. And the energy will tell you. It will speak to you. And when I say speak to you, it'll communicate with your cells. When is it going to hit? It's here. I can't say. I already experienced it. Like I said, when I had I went through the event, or an aspect of the event already. I already did. It was tangible, it was real, it happened. I assumed that majority of people did, but it didn't. And I realized, even as I talked to the people who had gone through the event as well, those are first responders, because I noticed that their frequency is very similar to mine. Very, very in my... They're similar in pattern, behavior, everything. So I'm assuming that's why those people, we experienced it. And like I said, there's a name for, I'm calling it the first responders to the event. And I was going to tell you regardless, like I said. So I'm sorry for scaring you. I didn't want to scare you. I didn't think the video would do that. They cut out, like, people who were live heard most of it. When it showed up on YouTube, it was cut out. Every time I said don't be afraid, it wouldn't even show up on YouTube. It would just say it's coming, and then I would say don't be afraid, and it would cut that part out. That's what I'm saying. They didn't want you to know that. So yeah, just let it go. What bloodlines will be affected? Everybody. It will, every tree, every bug, every animal, every person, everybody will be affected by it. You're feeling it already. Everybody's feeling it. If you're not, they're chemtrailing Florida today. I thought maybe it was going to happen. I know it's going to come from the north first. So from what I saw and what I felt is it's coming from the north. That's all I know. I feel it's going to be in Europe first, as far as the people who see it first, fully. But I can't tell you. I don't know. I know it's supposed to happen this month. Family, let me keep it real with you, because you know that's how I do. I personally, when I heard about the event, when I heard about it shared on Cypher, I felt it was relative, but I really didn't believe. When I say don't believe it, I didn't believe it would be something like this, like touch, taste, to feel. I really didn't. I'm being honest. I really heard about it and kind of just let it go, because there's so many energies that hit the planet and it's never really anything tangible. This is totally different. This is a game changer. This energy. This is a tangible, touchable, feelable, seeable event. It's totally going to be seen. But that's what bugged me out when it happened to me. I wasn't prepared. And I'm in this life. I really wasn't. So when I went through the event, I was bugging out. And like I said, I got that preamp from Rudolph and I was good.
And that was the clip I wanted to share with you. I'm a new subscriber to her channel, so I'm not really familiar. I haven't been with her for a while, but I did notice that N5D was there, and a lot of people covered her original video that the transmission kept getting cut on. So I did want to share the follow-up because, like I said, someone shared that link with me, and the original, you can see the name in the title was, meant to throw people off on what it was, so that it wouldn't be taken down or whatever. But you notice she used the terminology first responders, right? And then also the message from Robyn used first responders. And then the message that we got today from KS also used first responders. And I just found it just caught my attention. Whenever I see a repeating term like that, it just really catches my attention. So I saw it in that video. I saw it in the two different messages, and I just thought, first responders. That's wild that, three different sources come up with the same terminology. And maybe we're first responders, right? So on top of all of this, I had an interesting Jamie, who is also, I think I saw him in the chat a few minutes ago. There was before I get to that article, I wanted to show you this because Mr. MBB 333 had put this out about a spike in the Schumann resonance, and I know Roger Prescott keeps a close eye on this. This is the Earth's vibration. You can see how not only is it, actually, let me pull up to the screen here. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, that's better. Okay. Now, what's strange about this, for anybody who normally sees this, is, do you see these lines, up and down lines, this grid? That's not normally there, for one thing. And then these really bright spikes we see here. This is current data, by the way. These are also odd. This isn't something that you normally see. So something's happening with the Earth's, the Schumann resonance of the Earth. So I did want to point that out. Just another indicator that things are happening. And just like we have our own vibration and frequency, this is the Earth's vibration and frequency. And as you see on the left here, right here, is the Schumann resonance is usually the strongest right here. And then it's got, its waves that work across at these different frequencies that all harmonize when you really look into them. But it usually dies off quite a bit by the time we get into this lower part, which you can see it is in some parts. But you can see these spikes affect the whole range of what we're looking at here, which is all the way up to, let's see, this scale goes to 40 hertz, 40 cycles a second. And you can see it's these, and also those lines, the grid lines I was just showing you, also carry through the whole thing. So we're being pulsated with this vibrating frequency. And these are hours here. So it looks like just about every 15 minutes we get like a pulse or something. So anyway, it's interesting. I wanted to point it out. And then I wanted to go to this article that Jamie sent me that is beautiful. And after I read this, I'm going to pull Jose into it, but this is kind of long. So I wanted to make sure the computer ran a little bit better than once I have someone else in here. I don't want it to glitch out. And I already see I'm transmitting okay, but it's red. So I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know if you guys are having problems seeing it right now, but hopefully the playback would be okay. But this article here, welcome to Nova Gaia, Father God. This was put out on the 15th of March, just a couple days ago. So what we have here is, my dear children, it is with great joy that I now welcome you to your new home, Nova Gaia. It has been quite a challenging journey for Gaia, your Earth Mother, to reach this point in her evolution. I created and appointed the great, powerful, living being that is Gaia as your guardian, your protector, your life giver, and as your temporary home whilst away from your real home with me. Gaia, bless her magnificent heart, has been extending an open invitation to all souls, all races of beings from different civilizations for eons. She welcomes everyone to live on her planetary body without any exceptions. Because of this, planet Earth has been one of the most popular destinations in the galaxy for any soul who wishes to experience a physical third-dimensional life. Prior to physical birth, all souls who have decided to incarnate on Earth would have been asked to enter into a contract, a promise with Gaia. All of you had promised to look after your planetary home in the best way that you can every single day. You had also made the promise to treat all of Gaia's living inhabitants sharing the same space as you with much love and respect. For eons, these contracts have been largely ignored. Once physically incarnate on Earth, a lot of souls have forgotten their promises to Gaia. Gaia and her living inhabitants, especially those in the plant, animal, and mineral kingdoms, have been suffering endlessly. Humanity thought that these living beings have no voice. Nothing could be further than the truth. They all have a voice. Humanity, however, had lost the will to listen. Some people think deforestation is normal, that it is okay to cut down as many trees as possible and leave many parts of the land barren. After all, humanity needs paper, furniture, and houses to build, and these trees are just a means to an end. Some people even gave themselves a pat on the back for planting a tree or two. For every single mature old tree they are cutting down, they never realize that the existence of these old trees is the reason why there is plenty of fresh oxygen to go around the planet for all of you to breathe in. These trees also contain much wisdom of all the ages. All of you who currently possess the ability to communicate with all in the plant kingdom have found these trees to be living divine beings so full of wisdom, love, joy, and humor. Don't even get me started on the suffering of those in the animal kingdom. It truly brings me to tears every time I see Gaia and her seemingly voiceless inhabitants being abused, sometimes to the point of brutality, every single day, numbering by the billions all over the world. This entire madness has to end. It will definitely end. In fact, it has already ended in the great now moment where Nova Gaia exists. What humanity has failed to realize is that when you look into the eyes of any animal for a prolonged period of time, you will begin to see me in all of them. I am omnipresent. I am in the very air you breathe, the water you drink. There is nowhere that God is not. In everything that you see, you will recognize the presence of divine love, the God spark that also resides in every single human being. Not long after, you will be able to see yourself reflected in their eyes. You will fall in love with any animal when you have spent enough time with it, like you would with your own beloved pet. Those of you who possess a higher level of energy sensitivity have now realized that there is no separation between you and all that is. Everything is so interconnected. Simply put, scientifically, energetically, and spiritually, you are all one with me, with every single living being on planet Earth, and with Gaia, the planet Earth herself. You who possess this high level of energy sensitivities, the group of people who are sometimes called empaths, have had the hardest time living on Earth. They could feel and be easily affected by the immense suffering of Gaia and many of her inhabitants. Some of you reading this have even reached a phase where you have truly embodied oneness and unity consciousness and thus been able to telepathically communicate with Gaia and all in the plant and animal kingdoms. You know and feel very well the extent of damage Gaia and her voiceless inhabitants undergo each day. And yet, because I had previously designated Earth to be a free will planet, you all had been feeling like there was nothing much you could do to stand up for the rights of vulnerable groups of people and or other living beings on the planet. One could participate in rallies. One could also go be a tree hugger or become a vegetarian vegan. But deep down, all of you who were already doing these still felt like these actions did not really help much to change the world. After all, respecting other souls, free will is also part of your path of light and love. The following is my message to all of you who belong in the above group of souls. Please stay centered in the light, my beloved children, and do not despair nor feel helpless. The third dimensional way of living is now coming to an end. Very soon, love will be the only name of the game. The way of violence, cruelty, abuse, intolerance, injustice, discrimination, or neglect will soon no longer be accepted nor tolerated by the majority of humanity who has been longing to live in the spirit of peace, love, unity, and abundance. Massive, intense, high vibrational Christ consciousness light continues to pour in from the heavens every single moment of every single day. Not a single living being can escape the touch of my light. In the darkest places, in the darkest corners of many parts of this world, there are infinite amounts of powerful spotlight shining on all current activities that are not based in divine love. Imagine as if there are countless spotlights being turned on in a dark stadium, and the whole place becomes so bright as if the night has turned into day. This is what is currently happening worldwide. Those who participate in lower vibrational activities can no longer hide in the dark. They will start to question their ways and be guided to change and choose the path of returning to the love and light of their true higher selves. Due to the heightened sensitivities, I know, my highly empathic children, that you have suffered just as much as the world around you have suffered, and for this very reason, you will all be called to be the fifth dimensional leaders in your own fields of expertise. Tune in every day to your own inner guidance, your own higher heart inbuilt GPS, and we will work together to change all aspects of Earth's third dimensional everyday living into the spirit of oneness and unity. You are meant to be wherever you are right at this great moment in time. Have faith that everything is going perfectly right now according to our divine plan. In the next part of this message, I would like to share a little bit with you what life will be like in Nova Gaia. Once humanity has reached the height of fifth dimensional living, life there will truly be beyond your current imaginations. You have truly forgotten your higher dimensional past, future lives, and so I am here sharing these today to help strengthen your motivations and to help you stay rooted in your own great path of light, no matter what daily challenges you are constantly facing. After all the dust has settled, and when the inhabitants of Earth are starting to embody unity and love for all, Earth will enter into a period of peace. Everyone's main focus will be on spiritual growth and becoming masters of creation and manifestations. There will be mystery schools opening up in many locations throughout the planet that will teach their students the path of unity, mastery, and enlightenment. Everyone will work together with your galactic brothers and sisters to bring about planetary healing and the establishment of a fifth dimensional paradigm in all aspects of human existence. Below are some examples of what living in Nova Gaia in a fifth dimensional society will be like. Money of all kinds, paper, coins, gold, etc., will one day become obsolete. If you want something in your life, you can use spiritual powers, your own powerful divine powers of creation, to create it out of thin air. The concepts of taxation, banking, and conducting a business for profit will also become obsolete when money no longer exists. The existence of money and how much one has will no longer be one of the causes of division and separation within humanity. Everyone will be called to live to serve the higher good of all on the planet in a way that best suits your own talents, gifts, and calling. You will be completely focused on spiritual advancement and serving love in all that you do. Working 9 to 5 in a job that just pays the bills will be a thing of the past. Everyone will be living an abundant life and thus be financially free to pursue their own passion, their own paths of joy and fulfillment. Humanity will be a race of being that predominantly communicates via telepathy. You are able to know each other's thoughts, and can send messages across great distances via the powers of your fifth dimensional mind. You will learn how to be master of your thoughts in the early years of living in Nova Gaia. Travel to any place around the world will happen the instant After you visualize and concentrate on that location inside your mind, your physical bodies will have become crystalline, based on the divine light body of your higher self. This will enable instant travel to all parts of the world. Your light physical bodies will no longer require sleep, food, or drink to sustain themselves. You can exist purely on light. You have the freedom to still eat or drink, but it will purely be based on enjoyment and not necessity. There will no longer be a need for borders around the nations of this world. All the places in this planet will completely become your home. There will be no need for passports, no need for military, border security. All weapons that can potentially harm the planet and or all of its inhabitants will be disintegrated or destroyed. There will be a deep feeling of interconnectedness and love towards all, and thus you will no longer be afraid of strangers. There is nothing extra you need to have to protect your nation, your way of living. After all, on Earth becomes the physical embodiments of divine love. There will no longer be the need for government for every single nation, country on Earth. In all spiritually advanced societies throughout this universe, there is only one planetary government, leadership that consists of representatives from all the nations, all the different cultures of the world. Think of your United Nations, but in a larger, more unified scale. Your newly elected United Nations, your planet's central government, will be responsible for making decisions and providing guidance in anything that can potentially affect the human race as a whole. Your elected leaders will consist of only highly evolved humans who have the purest of intentions to serve divine light and the greater good. All of you Gaians, which you will soon be called, and not earthlings, laugh, will be warmly welcomed with great joy and love into the group of higher dimensional civilizations and be active participants in the galactic community. And this means the entire universe will be open up for you all. Other planets, galaxies, and star systems will serve to be your playground. Space will no longer be an uncharted territory for future Gaians. I'm sure many of you have known by now that spiritually and technologically advanced races of beings, such as the Pleiadians, Arcturians, Venusians, and many more, have acted as guardians of this galaxy for eons for a very long time. They have guided and protected humanity in service of the light and divine. One day, when humanity has grown to be a spiritually advanced race, Gaians will also assume that role and become protectors and guardians of another planet, another civilization that will be undergoing a massive move from a lower to an upper dimensions of consciousness. In closing, I know every single one of you who is reading these messages, you have continued to read because somewhere deep inside, your inner being resonates with the contents of these messages. Even though the Nova Gaia, Utopia Earth, that I have just described above sounds too good to be true, you somehow know that it is in your future, in this current incarnation, for those who have chosen to ascend. In fact, in the eternal great moment of now, Nova Gaia exists. And all of you are now playing your part in manifesting it into your physical reality right here, right now. I have decreed that it is now time for Gaia and all of her living inhabitants to return to the great path of love. Many light beings on both sides of the realm, physical and non-physical, are working tirelessly to make this happen. Failure is impossible. The promised kingdom of heaven on earth is now here, and it is up to each and every one of you to claim it and make it yours. As always, like with anything else, you have the freedom to be part of it or not to be part of it. We respect each soul's individual decision and will assist all of you in your own spiritual evolution. I am the great I am. You are all infinite expressions of my divine self. You are, in every moment, constantly supported and completely loved beyond measure. Sending you all my light and love, Father God. And once again, everything I read today is listed in the description with links, including this. And wow. Thank you, Jamie, for sending that to me, man. That was absolutely awesome and went right along with everything I was getting ready for the show. And you sent me that email and I read that. And I was like, wow. I mean, that's why I appreciate when you guys send me things, because it's like we're working as a team. Of course, I get on here and I'm the one that presents it or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's really all of us doing the work together, which and I'm thankful for all of you guys. I want to, let me bring Jose into the mix here. Switch my headphones here. Wonderful. So I will have to go back and check out the chat, see what you guys thought of that. But yeah, I'm blown away at all of this is really coming together. Yes, Diane, I'm so glad we got on early enough for you to join in. I know it was getting pretty late there. What is it, like midnight or a little before or after, I guess? But I always love when my friends across the pond can join in with the discussion. And wow, 178 people in here. Be sure you guys subscribe if you're not already, because I have a feeling this stuff is just going to keep coming as we move together. I know many of us are light workers, wanderers, volunteers, starseeds, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't think the label's important as long as we know our role here is important.
Boo!
You can't scare me. I'm a light worker. I'm just playing. So, how did what was the reception like there in the chat room? Were people digging it? I can't really read that and read.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were really happy. They thought it was a nice message. And someone thought it was lies, but like it's not for everybody, I guess. But 99% people liked it. So, but I couldn't listen to you and do the chat at the same time. So,
Well, there's 172 people, so if only one person, it's like
yeah,
less than 1% wasn't digging it. So
no.
those are pretty good odds, I'd say.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, thank you for the subscriber. So
Yeah, Scott was mentioning that you needed maybe another pair of headphones.
Well, this pair is so I can talk to you and not have to hear myself echo. And the other set was so I could hear the videos I was playing, because I'm just trying to split the workload between my two different computers, because I don't have the newest thing on the market, so
Yeah,
I have to
you have to be kind to your machine.
Well, it's just I want to make sure the stream gets through. It's not.
I know.
It's not really
Well,
being.
sorry, I cut you off. But go ahead. You were saying something. Sorry.
Oh no, it's totally cool. Wasn't important. You could cut me off.
Oh, I know. I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad you joined me. Now we're officially the Shoshay Show again.
The show.
I've been feeling really awesome, man. I tell you what, when that video where the lady was saying that she experienced the event on, I think, if you go watch the whole video, she said it was like Monday at like 9 a.m. in the morning, which would have been like 8. I'm like, dude, I was sleeping. So
Oh,
It
yeah,
could.
that's why this morning I was trying to wake you up. You're gonna miss it again.
Dude, if I wake up in New Earth, I'm not going to complain that I missed it happening. That's for sure. I mean,
Oh, good.
I guess there will be a little bit of that when I hear everybody else say, "Oh, it was awesome. There's this big
Oh,
rainbow
it's so
bubble coming."
nice.
Like, nobody got this on tape, you know? But it
Yeah,
happened again last night. Or this morning. Oh my gosh, I woke up, ate some cereal, and I went back to bed. It was like just sun was just coming up, and when I woke up later, oh my gosh, I was just like, oh, a lot of pain and a lot of just feeling like I was just in surgery, and I don't know,
hmm,
major upgrades going on.
yeah. You need a massage.
Yeah, can you do
Yeah,
like
ask your wife.
distance massages too? Oh, I'm not gonna ask. She's working anyway.
I know. Well, so people seem to like that energy ball yesterday. There was a lot of comments about that.
It was very cool. Yeah, I did like it, and I saw Jim's even put out a video
I
talking about how she
know.
liked it.
And I was talking to Jemima Puddle Duck, and she said she really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, very cool. Are you wanting to do it again?
Sure.
Are you
But
guys ready
Scott
for the energy ball?
but Scott said I forgot something yesterday and I don't know what it is because
Yeah.
here's a disclaimer. I didn't get any training any kind. I'm just going with the flow
I guess
and
you streamlined it or you trimmed it down because it worked. So evidently, whatever you left out was unnecessary, right?
that's right. I think, well, I have a friend, medicine man, and he says, when you go to a powwow and someone crosses across the grounds, you're not supposed to walk on the grounds across. You have to go in a circle. But if someone does it without knowing he shouldn't do that, then it's all right. If you don't know better, it's all right. If you know better and you still do it wrong, then there's a problem. But as long as you have good intentions, it's all good.
And maybe that's you're moving more into the 5D way that it works. Maybe we can start trimming away some of the 3D stuff. So yeah, I say go with the flow, do it the way you feel, and you can do it a different way some other time or something. I think Scott was just trying to get on here. Hey, she forgot something. Have me on here to do it.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't bring him on again.
Sometime
Okay,
I go with the
sometime.
flow. I don't really,
Yeah,
you know, at some point, possible. We'll see what the higher self does with that. But as of right now, you are the one here. So let's do this.
ooh, okay, okay. So just ask for protection. See yourself in a bubble, in a light bubble, and get the light to come from up there into your crown chakra, and just build it up in your hands. Send the energy from your heart. Lots of love in that bubble. Love and light. Wow, it almost sounds like a heartbeat. Just build up the love and the light in that bubble. Can you guys feel it? I can feel it.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Oh. And then when you're ready, just send it. Just let it go and send it to the grid. Just anchor it down on that heart-shaped planet.
I like that. Heart shaped. Nova Gaia, the heart shaped planet. Yes.
Yes, that's right. You seem a little low energy today. Like, not low, really relaxed, I would say.
It's so funny. Right before I was clicking the stream thing, I'm like, I was trying to, like, I was so excited I couldn't hardly start the show. It was like, I just, oh man, I've been feeling so amped up and full of energy that, yeah, that just sort of getting in that meditative state just then did. It always does. It brings me down to more of a levelness, you know. And I
So
sort
people
of
can keep up with you?
it is part of that. You know, I never understood that. They give you speed when you're diagnosed with ADHD and you're like, all the time, you're like jittery. They give you speed. What the? It doesn't make sense, but it works. You know what I mean? It does.
Yeah, I know.
And so it's not like it's like they're speeding up one part of your brain to catch up with the other part of your brain or something. Anyway, I got off the meds, so I'm just naturally
for
like
you.
that. But
Oh,
yeah.
well, you're exactly like Dan. So I've been living with Dan for 17 years now. So I got used to it. It's all right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just get. Hey, last night, those energy was so strong. They were so strong. I almost felt anxious for a while. It was so intense.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I
I
know.
just get another pair of headphones. Trying to figure out where I could fit them in here. Like Scott said.
Oh, you're so silly.
And another pair.
You should send me a pair. I only have those earbuds here.
I need one for each dimension we're in here. So shoot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, it's especially like yeah, they all got mics too, so it's awesome.
There you go.
Three-dimensional headsets. They got the mic in the left and the right ear. So yeah, yeah. Sorry, I was distracted thinking of something
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, I saw that.
So what were you saying now?
Oh, I forgot now.
Oh,
No, I was talking about last night how I felt anxious. The energies were so intense that it felt like anxiety. And
that's what I was saying. I felt like with the whole the woohoo thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's like Christmas. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it does. It helps to meditate because it does bring those energies down and probably helps me not use so many of them up and just send them out. You know what I mean? Because I'm excited. I feel the love and the joy and I feel the change happening. And I think that's what the spike in the Schumann resonance is even. Because when I look at this thing and I see these, wow, what are these lines? And did you get to see any of that when I popped it up on the screen?
one, I saw the screen, but I couldn't listen to what you were saying. But I can watch it after. But there was a surge of energy. That's what you were saying, right? Last night or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, that the Mr. MBB 333 has a website by that same name, mrmbb333.com, and you can pull up the Schumann resonance. You can pull up. It's a really cool resource. I didn't include the link for that, I don't think, but if you look at the last video, you can see the link to his YouTube channel, and then get to a site from that. It's the same name.com, so pretty easy to find. but yeah, it's got excellent resources like that, so you can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. And we're seeing these strange things happening. I mean, it's all around us. I mean, people can look at that and they can say, "Oh, it's just glitching or something," or,
Yeah.
you know. But everything can't be glitching, and lights can't just be, you know. I don't know. To me, there's all this evidence, and this is still many of us get impatient. We're like, yeah, that's cool, but you know,
Yeah. When is it gonna
when am I
happen?
gonna get hit by the rainbow, man? It's coming.
Dustin in the chat, Dustin Allman was saying he works in a hospital, and he was saying that he sees a lot of people with strange symptoms at the hospital, like strange dizziness and stuff like that.
Oh
But he
yeah,
was saying they're so asleep.
yeah. Remember I told you that too, and I was like, I had the wave of dizziness. I'm like, is this like health stuff, or is this like, you know, a shift? But I know to
Yeah.
at least consider it. You know what I mean? Where if I didn't, if I was still asleep, I'm playing video games, and back in my old, you know, working and playing video games and stuff like that, and you know, I'm having that. I'm like, what's this dizzy wave? Am I having health issues? I'm glad I got off the medicine, because a lot of times I feel things and I was like, is that my medicine messing with me? Is it a side effect? And it's nice to be off of all that stuff, you know. So the pharmaceuticals I've gotten rid of, and the caffeine still helps a little bit. You know, I feel really groggy if I don't have my caffeine, but I've cut down a lot, you know. In fact, that's why
Mhm.
Jamie that one time says, it looks like you need some coffee. It was like, I realized that day I've been feeling the energy so strong I didn't have any caffeine because of it, because I felt like I was already energized, but, you know, my eyes were still
Yeah.
droopy because, are you stoned? No, I just didn't have my caffeine. I don't partake in the herbs anymore, like some people. I'm just playing. To each his own. I'm not judging, you know. I have plenty of
Oh, I hope not.
you would have to measure what I've partaken in the pounds, not the ounces. So
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
judging one bit. I gotta, you know, for what I do, I can't partake like that anymore. But it's cool. I'm totally happy now. I used to need it to get through, and I don't anymore. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm
Yeah.
progressing, and I even told myself, I'm like, dude, if something don't happen, and you know, that September 23rd date, was it? Whatever that date was, I was like, something didn't happen, and I'm going and I'm gonna chief it up again. But I didn't, you know. Sort of like an ultimatum. It was like that joke, and I even cracked this joke. I guess my wife had forgotten about it or whatever, you know. And I'm like, hey, buy a lotto ticket and we're gonna win. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I drove by the church today and I grabbed the Mother Mary statue and I got it out in the shed, and I told God if he ever wants to see his mother again, he's going to let me win the lottery. She's looking at me because I've said all this crazy stuff to her, so she took me totally serious. She's like, oh my God, he's really lost it, you know. But I was totally joking, you know. But she did for a moment think, is he serious? Did he really go steal a Mother Mary statue? And he's, you know, he's like holding her hostage or kidnapped it, you know. But I said it real seriously. I can't believe my delivery was so perfect, because she I looked at her real serious, and I'm like, you know, he's gonna pay up if he ever wants to see his mom again.
Oh, you're
So
crazy.
forgive me, you guys in the audience, if you guys are offended by that. That's like I just thought it was funny. It was one of those things that sort of just rolled off at the time, and yeah, I remembered hearing this joke about this kid that did that. He wanted this bike for Christmas, and he did that same thing. So I just kind of took that joke and worked it into my life, and my wife for a brief moment
It's
bought it.
funny. Like, you know, like it's funny. It's not like offensive, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, being
No.
Protestant, we never really considered like Mother Mary to be like God's mother, but it's more like a Catholic thing. So, you know, I thought if there's any Catholics in the audience, they might be more offended by it
I
than
am.
Protestant.
I am. I
You're
am,
Catholic,
and I'm not yeah, and I'm not offended.
but
So
you're a witch too. So that's
Oh, well, it depends on the day, you know. Depends how I feel that day.
right. But that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
151 people. We almost had 200 in here a while ago. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. You know,
Wow.
the growth of the channel, I've just been blown away. It's like, let's see, it's almost gotten to like 100 subscribers a day or something. I'm like, what the heck?
Oh, congratulations, boss.
No, it's not me. It's, who knows what it is. Higher force. It's like all these light workers and the people are just, it's the same type of people that keep joining in. These loving people that
Well,
are
it's
just,
the energy, I think, like the energy in here in the chat is so it feels so good. It's so much love that people just get addicted right away. Like it's how can you not love love, right?
yeah.
Yeah. You're distracted again. You're
Well,
reading
no,
the
I was
chat.
reading the chat. Biker Babe says I need to get you a little broom.
To go with my little Bible.
Do you have that handy? People got to
Yeah.
see that thing. That thing is too cool.
Let me grab it.
So I'll give everybody the backstory on this. You can buy this hot sauce called Salvation Hot Sauce, and it comes with a little Bible. Look at this thing.
It's
Wow.
like,
Oh, wait. You got to talk. So
I gotta talk.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's written inside like it's everything I think is there. Look, Genesis, and but I didn't read it.
You didn't read the big one either, though, did you?
No, I didn't read the big one either. Well, I might have read a few things in it, but no. I was looking at the pictures.
I keep waiting for you to send me some of that salvation with the Bible in there. My daughter would like the hot sauce, and then I would,
Yeah, I'll have to.
Is it expensive?
No, I don't think so. And I think I'll have to go visit my daughter because my son-in-law bought a case of it. So.
Oh, yeah, you still went out of the thing when you're over there. God can't be mad about you
Oh, he'll
still
give
hot
it to
sauce with the
me.
Bible on there, right?
No,
I'm just teasing.
they'll just give it to me. That's pretty good
Still,
hot sauce
still
too.
some salvation hot sauce with the Bible on it. That's pretty interesting. Sorry, I
I know, right?
thought that was funny. But yeah, I just really want to look up some scriptures and see if whoever's doing these Mandela effect changes, if they got to these little salvation Bible hot sauce Bibles, that they're like, nobody's gonna look in here. We can just leave these original. Might be able to get a magnifying glass and
Oh, I should put that in the mail. I have your address. I'll just send you the Bible.
yeah, you could do that.
But then I can't show it anymore. But
But I
you
could show it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I don't even need you anymore. I can just do shows without you. It could go back to the
There you go.
Shoshe Solo show. Shoshe Solo. Gosh, that's hard to say. No, it wouldn't be the Shoshe show without you, Jose.
I guess not. The show. Are you sure that's a good name?
Hey,
That's
it's something
weird.
somebody came up with in the chat. I like
I
to
know.
keep everybody part of the.
Show.
Somebody else. Oh yeah, I was gonna actually name before I got this slew of information. I was like, well, since we don't have a topic, I'm just gonna have create a thumbnail just for us to get together, and I'll name it "Fill Her Up." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lightworker gas station or something. I'll Photoshop a quick trip sign to look like Lightworker.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Well, I won't be around, so your show tomorrow might be solo.
Might be
Because
Sholo.
Might be solo because it's my youngest stepdaughter's birthday today. She's turning 24, and we're having a little party for her tomorrow. So
So you'll be away from the home?
away from the home, but I should be home like before dark, maybe.
Oh, well, we did do the last 2 shows in the afternoon. So maybe we can just do it a little bit later. That way, our Aussie friends that are still in
Yeah,
bed asleep in the future tomorrow, because they're in the future. So
they are in the future, I know.
so it's like early morning for them over there. That's
Hmm.
awesome. That's awesome to think about, isn't it?
It
Who
is
was it that
that.
we were talking to? I think it was Jules Verne we were talking to. Julia. She it's like nighttime. We're hearing crickets here, but I hear birds chirping, and it's like summertime there. Now it's going into fall there, right? Yeah, it's about to go fall as we go into spring. So it's like
Yeah,
everything's bass backwards.
yeah, and it was apparently very, very hot this summer in Australia. And well, I have a friend in New Caledonia, and I was Skyping with her, and she was sweating. She was so hot because it's so hot, and I'm here freezing with my 4 sweaters and my hat on, and yeah,
That's
it's
wild. Yeah,
I
it's
know.
actually the sun's about to rise on at the North Pole. I think on the 20th, it's sunrise. You know,
What
it's like
north? What North Pole?
the North Ocean.
Oh,
Well, we still have a North Pole, even though there's no land around it. I think
I see.
Santa's actually in a submarine now.
Oh,
Well, he can't have a sled. I guess it's a water ski. It's probably like we're gonna have to change up our artwork and everything. No more snow sled. He's gonna be like on a ski-doo, like one of those water ski.
a sea-doo.
Oh, yeah, that's the bigger one and the smaller one. I can't remember. There's a ski-doo and a sea-doo, so I don't really know. Never had the money to have something like that.
Yeah, me neither.
I got the
Yeah.
font. I was able to download the font so I can create artwork with the Ski-Doo logo font, but that's about it.
There you go.
But this was this was really a quick hour. And is there anything else you want to talk about? So you can come in tomorrow and just be a little bit later if we want to have an evening show tomorrow night or something.
Yeah, it will be later, but I can keep you posted during the day.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly when I'll be back, but I'll work it out somehow.
Oh, okay.
Love you guys in the chat. Love you all so much. We're doing this. We're doing this. We can do this.
We
Pat
can
yourself
do
on the
this.
back. We are doing this. We are good.
We're good. We're going to pull this off. It's already happening. And just enjoy it. You know what I mean? At this
Yeah,
point,
just
enjoy it.
take up surfing like I did and ride the wave.
Yes, I'm so excited. And okay, sounds good. You guys that are going to talk to me. I must have missed something, but lots of love and
Oh
light to all
yeah,
of you guys. What?
Michelle was asking for something, and let me try to remember.
Yeah, it is Michelle. Do you have my email is in the description box. I don't put at gmail.com because I don't want the little they got bots that go around and look for email addresses, but it says Gmail is Shane C. Rob, and all you have to do is add at gmail.com behind that. So Shane C. Rob at gmail.com to email me directly. That is the quickest way to get to me because I don't always check my social media, and because sometimes it's hard when I log in. I get a lot of traffic immediately, and I sometimes can't even get to my messages because I just get a lot of people see me online and they're like, oh, he's online. And they start typing it, and I can't even get to any of the ones that came while I was offline. So I have to make sure that I got plenty of time if I get on there because I can get swamped. It can be like a black hole or a white hole.
But
Not that it's a bad
I
thing.
got
It's
a
just I
long
can get
rope.
sucked. You got a long rope. Yeah, you had to throw it to me earlier. Remember?
Yes.
She's like, where are you? Did you fall down a rabbit hole? And I'm sitting there trying to get the video clips ready and everything. Throwing you a rope. You're so funny.
Well, that was Jemima who gave me that idea. So
Oh.
it's not really me. So I did throw you a rope, but she passed me the rope.
Well, thank you, Jim. I'm a puddle duck. Love and shimmering blessings, everyone, she says. And right back at you guys. Lots of love and light. And, let's just keep at it. We'll see you tomorrow. And
Yes.
exciting times. I'm so glad to be a part of it. And, wow, Scott says there's an Allison show today. That's awesome. I have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So until next time, have a good one.
You too.
Peace.
Peace.